there was a man that lived in Turkey, and he had a mill where they used to grind flour. And he hired a Jew, and they would grind the flour, and they put the flour on a horse, and they would go sell it to Jewish people. And this other guy that was working for him was making a percentage, a commission. He was making good money. And then one day, this man died. Okay? This man who ground the flour needed a horse to pull the grinding wheel to grind the flour. And he had bought a female horse and a male horse, but they weren't strong enough. But the horse gave birth to another horse. And after a year or two, this horse became a big horse, but not normal. Became, as he says here, it became huge, that it was as big as 5 horses, and its strength was as strong as 5 horses. And many Jews came to buy this horse. They tried to buy this horse. V'lo moche, he wouldn't sell it. And many Arabs came to buy the horse, and he wouldn't sell it. He said, because this horse does all my work, it does 5 times the work of any other horse, I'm not selling it. I need it to grind the flour. The Ishmaelim, the Arabs, went to the Pacha. What do they call that in English? The Pasha. And they told him that there's a Jew that has a horse that is so huge, it's so unusual, that you should tell him that you want to buy it from him. Okay? So the Pacha came to him and said that I want to buy your horse. So he said, give me a few days, I want to think about it, and I'll let you know. Anyway, the Pacha said to him, no, tomorrow morning I want an answer. I want your horse. And I'm telling you right now that if you don't sell me your horse, the Jews are going to pay a big price for this. And the whole night this man was up, and his wife saw that all of a sudden at midnight he left the house, and she followed him. And she saw him go to the barn and whisper something in the horse's ear. And the next morning, the horse was dead. The Pach came, they went to the barn to sell it to him because they had no choice. They opened the door, the horse was laying there dead. And the Jewish man began to laugh and to smile after the Pach left, and he came home and he started to dance. And his wife said to him, are you crazy? The horse that Hashem gave us, a miracle horse, that has the power of 5 horses, died, and you're dancing? Do you know how much money we were going to get from the Pacha? Listen carefully, and it's very scary to what he says. He said to his wife, that man that helped me, his name was Raphael, that he used to sell our flour to all the people, was a ganaf. And I didn't know that. But what he was doing, we never measured the flour. We trusted him. Whatever he sold, he gave us the money. But he was taking flour on the side and not paying us for it. He said, when I was learning, I dozed off, and he came to me in a dream. And he said that the horse that I have is him. And that the money that I stole, that this man stole from us, he had to give us back. And there was no way, he was dead, there was no way for him to give us back. So the Bezdin in Shalmaila said, we will put him in a horse, and that horse will work for free, because you don't pay a horse. And until that horse makes the money that he stole, he will live and be a horse. He said, and he had many more years to work off the money that he owed us. And he said, if he would have been working for us, for Jews, maybe I wouldn't have gotten so crazy, but I'm going to sell him to an Arab, and this man is in a gilgal of a horse is going to work for an Arab. So in the middle of the night, I went to the barn. I'll give you the sefer. It's a Havas Chaim. You can see it. And he brings it down in Pashas Nitzavim. I went to the barn, and I whispered in the horse's ear, Meichalach, Meichalach, Meichalach. All the other money that you didn't pay back by working as a horse, I am Meichel you. And he said, the reason that I'm happy is I realized Hashem was Makabel, accepted the Mechila, and therefore there was no reason for this horse to live anymore. And that is why he died. You don't get away with anything. There's consequence. You steal, you will come back and somehow pay back that money. You don't want to come back as a horse, and you don't want to come back as anything else. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu is emes, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is din. And if you steal from somebody, even if you're not alive, you have to come back here, and somehow, some way, you're going to have to pay that person back.